All right, here we go. Welcome to Harried on the Outer Rim Escape from Boz Pitti. So you guys are on the rebel base. Um, you had already spoken to the rebel leader, Mon Mothma, and they have started to prepare to evacuate the planet. However, they are waiting for the return of Rogue Squadron, or not Rogue Squadron, sorry, God damn it, Renegade Squadron, who were on a special mission to rescue a high-ranking member of the Rebel Alliance before they would evacuate the base, because they are hoping to hear of the success of Renegade Squadron's mission when they return. Now, I think what had happened, yes, is the Admonitor, the Star Destroyer with Captain Von Park, which you had spent some time on yourselves recently, had arrived in orbit of the planet and was beginning to kind of scan the surface and search for what you assume they're there to search for any clue as to your own whereabouts since you blew up your ship in the atmosphere. So you guys are, I think most of you were hanging around in the hangar bay, right? Helping get the ships ready, get things loaded up and prepped up for evacuation, because Renegade Squadron is expected to return on the morrow. But the rebel base is now having extreme difficulties because somehow the Admonitor seems to be jamming a lot of signals and communications from orbit. And so they're having a hard time. They're not really sure what's going on. They're no longer able to tell how many ships or what kind of ships are in orbit. And even communications here on the planet are somewhat jumbled and messed up as a result of this jamming coming from orbit, as far as you can tell. So the order has come up. They're going to dispatch small scouting parties to kind of scout around the area, around the base, and see. Basically, they want to know if the Imperials have set a kind of invasion force or any kind of a ground force on the planet. They want to have some kind of forewarning so they can start the evacuation early. And you guys will be approached and asked if you would like to partake in these scouting missions. You have at least one, I think you have a couple of decent pilots among you.
I'll have actually stepped forward and volunteered for one of the scouting missions as soon as I mentioned, because I was quite swayed by their whole let's stick it the Imperial's speech they gave last session.
What sort of craft would they be flying?
You'll be flying T-47 airspeeders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are unfamiliar to me.
Psh, I can fly one of them rust buckets.
Is that a two-man craft, I believe?
Yeah, two-man craft back to back. They're the ones from, you would have seen them on Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back. The ones that they're taking on up against the AT-AT walkers.
I look at Jon. Honey, will you be my gunner?
Before I answer this question, honey, let's have a quick reality check on your ability to pilot things.
I'm an excellent pilot. I mean,
really?
I mean,
bear in mind, I have seen you fly a ship before.
I can manage.
Don't get me wrong, Cal. You're a man of many talents. However, piloting does not rank high on that list of talents.
I mean, like, that's preposterous. I don't even know what to say. And actually, you know, I have a life besides me, and I am a man of many surprises also. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised by my abilities to fly a craft.
Excellent. So, assuming that you have got a hitherto untapped reservoir of piloting ability, let me, and I'll look across at our other two companions, the Doctor, Zorzatar, and obviously Lino, and I'll say, so let me ask you two, which of you two can fly one of these craft?
Well, if it's only a two-man craft, then I suppose I could at least try it. I know what the interface is like.
Zool would quickly agree.
Because all I'm thinking is, let's say for the sake of argument that myself and Cal are the best two pilots here, it makes sense to have one of us piloting each of these two craft and have the other two on the guns. Because if me and Cal go on one of these vessels and we're like, yeah, we've got a kick-ass pilot and a kick-ass gunner, it's not going to do us a great deal of good if we get back to find out that you guys have been shot down and are sort of lying in a burnt, sticky mess somewhere on the planet's surface.
And the one of the captains, the rebel captains, will approach, having overheard your conversation. He'll say, "Yeah, okay, Jan Fade, your airspeeder's over here. Pick yourself a gunner. And which one of these guys can fly? We've got one left."
I'll sort of go, Cal can fly.
Right.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. All right. Come pick your gunner and come with me. Your airspeeder's over this way.
I'll just look at Zool and Leno and I'll say, right, which one of you fancies being my gunner? I've no idea which of you can actually shoot. You just have to point and press the button. It's easy.
Now that I'm not experienced in.
It pains me greatly to tell you, but I am not experienced either.
I'm going to look across at Cal and I'll be like giving him this look where I'm like, oh, give me strength. Okay, right. Lino, you're with me. Doc, you go with Cal. There we go, sorted. We haven't got time to mess about.
I start moving toward my aircraft and get in the pilot seat and say, just be careful behind my back. This one is a freebie, but...
He'll nod and he'll say, look on the bright side though, Cal. At least if you get wounded, you're with a doctor.
Fair enough.
As I walk over to my airspeeder with Lino, I'll say, so can you actually drive one of these things?
It's not a case of can I, but I can learn very fast how to drive one.
What I'm saying is, do you want to be driving or do you want to be shooting? Because I'm pretty good with either, to be fair.
Put it this way, I'm much better at navigating and piloting one of these things than shooting anything.
Driver's seat it is. I'll be in the back with the guns.
Okay.
And I'll jump into the back of the skimmer.
Okay. So we got Lino piloting one with Jan Fade on the guns. And that pen sucks. Let's try another one. And how about over on the other side of the hangar, the other T-47 between the Doctor and Cal?
I'm driving.
You don't want me behind the wheel.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair enough.
if we get shot, that's bad enough, but I prefer to die that way, not facing to a cliff.
So Cal's going to fly and Zool's going to be on the gunner seat.
If you have to crash land, Cal, just like make sure you crash land amidst a big like group of like Imperial officers, and like Zool will have you out of it like that, man.
Okay. So you guys can get into the T-47. You know, the hatch comes down over the top, and you can start firing up, priming up, ready to take off. You see other airspeeders also taking off, and you're given, basically through your little nav computer, you're given some kind of a flight path. You're going to be flying in pairs, and lo and behold, as convenience would suit the game master, your two airspeeders will be flying in tandem together.
Hooray!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would assume you're taking your medical pack with you, Doctor. You'd be lost without it. So, yeah. So you're given a path, basically an area that you're supposed to patrol out from the base. You're supposed to fly in this direction, search out, do like a big kind of not like figure, more like a circle, and then come back almost like a teardrop formation, with the beginning point of the teardrop being the rebel base. Okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you're flying out and making some distance, the weather here is it's pretty cloudy, pretty overcast. It's not raining or anything of that sort, but it's kind of relatively dark for being early in the day. Yeah, visibility it's decent enough. It's not like poor visibility where you can't see what's in front of you, but yeah, definitely the long range isn't as good as it could be. And you are having problems with your scanners. They're very fuzzy, not picking things up at all on long range because of, you presume, the jamming that's going on. Also, your communications between each other's ships seems to be working just fine as long as you guys stay pretty close to each other. But you're not too far out from the rebel base when you lose contact with the base itself, because just the further out you get, the fuzzier it gets and the more interference you get, until eventually you just can't make out anything that they're saying. You assume they can't make out anything you're saying. Okay. Same goes with the other scouting patrols. You can't communicate with them either. You communicate just between the two of you, pretty much, once you get out a decent distance. Okay.
But if we are going the teardrop's narrow part closer to the rebel base, we can like signal back, right?
Oh yeah. When you get back, when you come back around, as you get closer, it's just because of the range that you are from it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. They're flying out over this kind of somewhat rocky, and although it's rocky, but it's also quite green. There's a lot of green growing amongst the rocks. Terrain. You can see some of the remains of the ancient race, the giant race that lived here on this planet, here and there. Fossilized remains and some memorials and old buildings and things of that sort that belong to these giant people.
I'll be saying on the intercom between the two vessels, I'll be like, everyone pay attention to the terrain. If we come under fire, best thing we can do is keep as close to the terrain as possible. Try and use as much of the cover as we can.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And what I would like now is for the pilots to make perception checks. Jeez, I never think to pull up character sheets in front of me. You have perception checks, don't you? The difficulty is going to be 3. So 3 purples for difficulty, and what the hell, because I've got a shitload of them. I'll go ahead and, since it's going to be 2 individual rolls, do you guys, I guess we should do this one at a time, shouldn't we? Yeah, for experience's sake. So we'll start with Lino. You're piloting one of the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to upgrade your dice pool using your one lonely little destiny point?
I hate it when DMs say that. No, I will risk it.
Okay, good. I will upgrade. Oh, hold on a second. Go ahead and we're going to re-roll it actually altogether. So go ahead and make that 1 red and 2 purple for the difficulty, because I am going to upgrade the difficulty using a dark side point.
Okay. Success.
That worked out for you, didn't it? So you end up with a success. Okay. And so you pick up a visual. You can see a couple of silhouettes kind of in the distance and just off to your right a bit, moving about, and they're way too big to be people. From this distance, you pick up quite quickly. It looks like bipedal walkers. They're ATSTs, basically. And you pick up visual on them before they pick up visual on you. Yeah. So if you want, you can. How would you like to react to this?
Okay, so first I'm going to mention it to Yonfade, and then I'll probably communicate over to Cal, saying that I've spotted it. Whereabouts did you say it was from my vision? Like what kind of degree?
If you're looking forward, it'd be to your kind of like 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock, right between 1 and 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And at a pretty decent distance, about your full visual distance. So we're going to call this long range.
Okay.
Just coming into almost medium range. And but since you decided to communicate to Lino first, I'm going to let Cal, you're going to also make a perception check. Do you want to upgrade it?
Nah,
Difficulty
why,
3
why,
purple.
why bother?
Well, go ahead and make it difficulty 2 purple, 1 red.
Uh,
And you failed +2 threat.
just a second.
What the fuck is that,
That's the
man?
fail buzzer.
I think the Imperial like communications like blocks just come down then.
Holy shit, man.
Damn you Imperials! Damn you all to hell!
Sorry. Back. Just.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I rolled
so-
a favor and 2 threats.
Right. So since you failed, you do not see them before they pick up visual on your craft.
Okay.
So by the time you do notice them, you probably don't even notice them in effect until Lino calls over the comms.
Can I make a suggestion for the threats?
Okay, what would be your suggestion?
Like, I would be like turning with the aircraft, and there is like this huge rebel insignia, and they would immediately notice it.
Okay, well you're at long range still. Although you'll be moving into kind of medium range, but yeah.
Or maybe the paint job, or just something that recognizes rebel craft.
Yeah, no worries at all. They're going to recognize that anyway, don't worry, so it's fine. Yeah. So Lino, you call out, you open your comm, and what do you say?
I've got a visual on some. They're two-legged walkers.
Weapons.
About-
ATSTs. Great news. Where?
1 o'clock from me, just to the right. Long range still.
Oh, right. Yeah. Didn't notice, though they were
Yeah.
rocks.
You would also notice at this point, Lino, that they seem to have picked up your presence and are now moving in your direction.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so you said you're priming up all the weapons there for your craft, John?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jan Fade. And what about you, Doctor?
I'm going to pull out a syringe, and I'm going to say to Cal, I only have one of these left. I'm going to leave the decision up to you.
Don't!
Do you want it, or should I use it on myself?
I believe yeah, it's more useful if you are. Listen, the rear end weapon is the grappling hook sort of thing. And it's very important that you hit with it. And I can't handle that because I'm in the front seat. So
Understood.
I think it should be you.
So I'll flick it a couple times with my pointer finger, and then gasp and stab it into my leg. Stem
Okay.
application. So I gotta make a medical check here.
Yep, go for it.
Default, it is 2 yellows, 1 green, 2 purple. I am not going to upgrade it. Would you like to add a challenge die?
Let's look back. No, I'm not going to now. I've swung the balance of destiny back into your favor, so
All right.
a wash. So it's failure, basically.
Yep. So I stab it into my leg, and I see the liquid start to bubble and disappear. And I grit my teeth down, knowing that I missed the vein. All right, so you can do this.
Okay, and the walkers are walking in your direction. Pilots, how are you maneuvering? Are you going to maneuver in their direction? Are you going to try to turn and run? Are you going to try to go around them? What do you want to do?
Well, me personally, I was going to try and maneuver around them to some degree, but not too much of a massive arc.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what about yourself, Cal? You'll be able to see what she's doing, obviously, since you guys are flying tandem.
I'm going to ring them on the corner and say, hey, Jan, shouldn't we take these out? I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
so what's the plan? I say, and I start taking.
I was intending to maneuver around them from the left,
Oh, nice.
and then try and get them to topple with the grappling hook.
Then I'm doing the same from the right, as I see this. Not
Any
the
plan
most
that
person.
brings me within blaster range is fine by me.
I think we should prioritize on the grappling hook
Yeah,
leg
I agree.
tactics.
Their legs
even
are really
if
spindly. They look like
yeah,
they could be easily toppled if we can get the hook
yeah,
around.
even if you don't manage to attach a solid hook, maybe the force of the projectile would unbalance them and topple them.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you're trying to come around them, sorry, Lino, and deploy the grappling hook. What's the plan?
Yes. So again, like a teardrop formation.
Mm-hmm. And again, what was your action, Cal? What was your plan, your approach?
Basically the opposite from, I mean, the same from the
From
opposite
the opposite
direction.
side. Okay, cool. So, sorry, so you guys type it in the chat. I'm not actually watching it. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we'll go with you first, Lino, since you initiated it. So, to deploy the harpoon, I think you have to get into close range. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah. So I'd come round and advance towards them from the side, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hoping they won't be able to shoot us in time.
Well, they're actually, let me just double check here. I think their handling is pretty decent, if I recall. I don't know, their handling is about equal to your own. So, let's see here. There's a maneuver, sorry, Andrew, you know the maneuver, it's like trying to get the advantage of the position or something? What's it called?
Yeah, gain advantage.
Gain advantage, right. I'm going to let her make one of those maneuvers, and if you succeed at it, then I think I'll let you get to fire the harpoon before they can get any shots off on you. What's the details on gain the advantage again? Sorry, I really should have my cheat sheets in front of me, and I left them in the other room.
It goes by the initiating ship.
Mhm.
Is it faster, same speed, 1 slower, or 2 plus slower?
Oh, it's 2 plus faster.
If it's 2 plus faster, then the difficulty's 1.
Okay. So you're gonna
Nice.
You're gonna make a piloting check, piloting planetary.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 1 purple. But hold on, let's see here. Yeah, just keep it 1 purple. I'm not gonna upgrade it right now.
Okay, I'm going to upgrade one of my green die. Yellow. Okay.
Okay. Boom. So you succeed. You manage to get in. You come around just as they're trying to kind of turn, which is difficult enough for the walkers on the 2 legs to rotate, pivot in such a way for your much higher speed craft. You're able to deploy the harpoon. Of course, that's going to require an attack roll from your gunner, Yodfade. So you're at close range. Again, that's difficulty of 1, right? So.
Okay, on fade.
I will, however, spend. Well, do you want to spend a destiny point?
I've already spent it.
You already spent it? Well, I'm going to spend 1 too. So go ahead and upgrade to 1 red and 1 purple.
I'm going to take half an action to aim.
That gives you a boost die, right?
3 successes and 2 advantages.
Oh yeah, bam! You plug it. You plug the leg with the harpoon.
Harpoon away.
And this little ATST is trying to kind of. It's doing its little weird walk thing. It's trying to turn and pivot, but you guys are too fast, and even Lino is able to outmaneuver it, and it's kind of like flying around behind it right now as you speak. Back over to
That's
the
how
other
you do
side.
it, Doc. Easy peasy.
What is what on walkers? Oh, SIL. SIL?
Oh, sorry, silhouette.
Oh, silhouette. Yeah, their silhouette is 3 on the ATST.
So if you get 4 advantages on a successful attack, you can knock it down immediately with the harpoon.
Nice.
But that's hard to do.
Yeah, true.
One might
Well,
say
let's see.
insurmountable for me.
Let's see what John. Oh, well, yeah, John got 3 successes and 2 advantages. Okay, yeah, you still plug it.
With the 2 advantages I've got, can I possibly give a bonus dice to Zor's attempt to fire his harpoon? Because perhaps the ATST that they're aiming for has to redirect its movements to avoid the one that we've slowed down, so it sort of comes into their line of fire a bit more.
Sure, I'll allow that. You can add a boost die to Zul's attack roll.
There you go, Zor.
Zul, again, first we need Cal to make his piloting check to gain the advantage.
Sure.
So it's going to be difficulty of 1 red.
Oh, you upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is your piloting check. Piloting planetary.
Yes.
Nice. Three advantages. 1 success.
Yeah. So the gain the advantage allows him to like upgrade it once. That's what it does, right? I believe. Upgrade all attacks against. No?
Oh, I forgot about that. I wasn't thinking of that. I was just using it as basically a default kind of roll for you to try to get in without getting shot at first.
It allows you to upgrade your attack dice once.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to use 2 advantages to grant him a boost.
Mm-hmm. You can do that. Yep. So that's two boosts that he's going to get now, plus 1 from Yon Fade. So that's 3 boosts for your attack.
Two boosts and an upgrade.
Or 2 boosts and upgrade. Sorry, 2 boosts and upgrade for you, Andrew. Do you want to spend a destiny point to increase as well?
Yes, sir.
So that'll upgrade your own skill. I will also spend 1, however, to upgrade the difficulty to a red instead of a purple. So just leave it the same.
All right, my first maneuver is aim, so that'll give me an additional boost dice. And then I'm going to suffer 2 strain and do an additional maneuver and aim again.
Okay, no problem. Wow, 4 successes anyway. No advantages, unfortunately. I know you were going for those, but yeah, you plug it really good with the harpoon. Dead hit.
So I'll say over to the comm, thank you. Those setups helped me a lot.
No problem, Doc. What are friends for?
Okay. Now they are shooting, I guess.
Well, you gained the advantage. They could still eventually turn and shoot, though, couldn't they? Although you're still trying to fly around them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't stop for
your
wait
vehicles
for
are
that.
much faster. I assume once you harpoon them, are you going to do the whole leg wrap thing? Is that the plan?
Yes, I'm going to try just take a U-turn and then try to hook it around them.
So they will get to shoot then. Because you have to fly around them in order to do so. So let me just check this here.
Our silhouette is 1 smaller, but I believe that doesn't count. It needs to be 2 smaller to effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
But usually there isn't a rule for like ground vehicles and air vehicles have any difference. But I mean, it's a way fast-moving target. Like it's a different speed scale.
I know that, yeah. You're two speed faster than they are. So.
Yeah.
Just maybe give them some setback dice to the shooting.
Yeah, I was thinking.
So I'm going to work on assembling their pool right now.
And I would like to spend to make it harder for them.
Now they've got they've got 3 different weapons on here. They can fire all 3, right?
No, each is an action.
They have to choose. Oh yeah, okay. If there's only 1 gunner, they can only fire 1. So I'm going to fire. Yeah, they're going to go for the twin heavy blasters. The chin-mounted guns on the walkers. And so the difficulty at close range is 1. However, because you're moving much faster than them, I'm going to give them a setback die. I think that's good. And No, I'm not going to spend a point. This is for the first one, shooting at Lino. I'm not going to spend a point for that to upgrade their pool. Do you want to spend a point, Lino, to upgrade their difficulty?
Yeah, okay, go on.
Okay, so their difficulty is 1 red instead of 1 purple. And here we go. They fail. They get 2 advantages, but they fail. So I'll just have you take with the 2 advantages. Can I use those 2 advantages to create system strain? I think I can, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there'll be 2 system strain just for your maneuvering as you're dodging these twin laser cannons or blasting at you.
Okay.
So your system strain threshold on this thing is 6, by the way. Okay. Okay. So you've taken 2, and then to fire on Cal's ship.
I would like to spend a destiny to make it harder for them.
Okay, so you're spending a destiny to make it harder for them. They're not spending a destiny. Oops, I used the wrong one. Sorry. Should be this way. There you go. And here we go. They get 1 success and 1 advantage. So they hit you.
That's not good.
And that does the weapons damage plus 1 for the success, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they destroy your craft, Cal.
Yeah, I know.
Now, because it does 6 points of damage and you only have 4 hull points.
Yeah. I think I'm going down.
Yeah, you're going down. You are going down. Your ship is blasted out of the air.
If I
Zul,
spend,
it's quite disorienting as you're probably...
if I spend our last destiny point, can I make a piloting check to control the falling craft?
The crash landing?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I would like to do that. And I imagine this would be at least 3 difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 difficulty, but I'm going to spend a point to make it 3 or 2 purple and a red.
Could
Okay.
Zool assist him seeing what he's trying to do by releasing the grapple?
Don't release it.
Because we've already made a couple passes though, right? So it's
This
like
is on your first pass.
oh, it's on the first pass. Okay.
Yeah, and you've made 1 pass. You got the thing around it once.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep it on then.
Okay.
But I will shout back at you, like into the back, that I don't know, release the ordnance or something like that. That you can do as a co-pilot in the back seat. You can do to make the craft easier maneuverable. To give me a boost high.
Do you think, because spoofing missiles is like throwing out the junk compartment, can I just like ditch everything extra on the back of the ship?
Sure. I'll let you do that and add a boost die to Oral's roll. You know, I used a dark point, but it still didn't turn over on my side. What do you guys see in the Destiny pool?
4 black, 1 white.
Okay, yeah, it's just that one.
I'm seeing the same as you, Ian. It's probably just taken a while to catch up.
Okay. Yep. So.
I'm rolling. That's an awesome pilot.
Yay.
Okay. You managed to bring it down relatively controlled, but it is destroyed. This thing will not be flying again.
Okay. I would like to spend the 3 advantages. That I would just I put down the craft and I slide on this rocky ground. It's maybe like a bit of plane or something. And I slide so much that I pull out the legs from the ATST. So one is just like falling down while I'm like sliding away.
You do what?
So like it's still attached, right? The cable. So I touch down with the craft and I'm sliding on the ground and I just pull the legs out of the ATST.
Okay. Oh, with your advantage points, you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say you throw it off balance.
Okay.
It hasn't fallen yet, but it's off balance, which I'm going to give it setback on whatever attack it makes next round.
Okay.
And
Seeing them go down, I'll be on the comms. I'll be like, Cal! Cal!
we are okay, Han. Just and as I say that, I turn back to check on Zul. You
Yeah,
okay there, Doc?
I would like you both to take one strain, just from the stress of the situation and crashing and such, but you don't take any damage or anything because you did manage to put it down safely. It is on fire though. So you
Yeah,
will
Zul will respond. All right, back here. Should we move?
Yes, and I immediately open up the cockpit with
So you
the
can see flames licking up around the cockpit.
I immediately press the button to release the cockpit, open it.
Pops off. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much in control of myself. I don't know about Zul.
Mm-hmm. A lot of black smoke pouring out of the back of the speeder.
Yeah, and I jump on the chassis of the craft and I help Zul out because it's like a bit awkward for him in the back seat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your medical bag and let's go. Go, 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 go.
Yup, Zul will jump over the edge of the ship with his perfectly manicured body and land on both legs running.
Yeah, we are pretty far away from those fuckers, but let's double time it. And trying to run away, especially from the soon-to-be exploding craft.
Yeah. And not in the direction of the walkers, I presume, or do you want to?
No, I don't want to go next to them.
Okay. What about you, Zul? Are you following Cal?
Yep, I'm going to follow wherever he goes.
Makes sense. Okay. So you guys abandon your burning ship and start to run for it. Now, back to Lino and Yanfei. You've made one pass around. You'll want to make at least one more pass to get a good, solid grip on this thing to bring it down. But you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. Just saying.
Okay.
What do you think, Lino? You're fine.
I would probably do one more pass and then potentially try and look for the other two, see if we can pick them up somehow.
While you're doing so, do you want to try to take any shots, Yanfei?
Yeah, I was going to say I'll leave that to you.
Do we have any additional harpoons or?
5.
No. Do you have 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's limited ammo 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Limited ammo
4.
1. Limited ammo 1.
I see 5. I'm looking at the Alliance T-47 airspeeder.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the aft turret-mounted electromagnetic harpoon, limited ammo 1.
Oh, that's bizarre. I've got 5 as well.
Do you?
There should be one for the front-mounted lasers.
The front-mounted lasers don't have a limited ammo.
Oh, that's fair, but I'm obviously looking at a different set of stats because I've just got the harpoon as like the only weapon on it.
Oh, you're talking about firing more harpoons?
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, that was only because I thought we hadn't got any other weapons. If we've got other weapons, cracking.
You've got forward-mounted twin heavy blaster cannons. Fire arc forward, damage 5, critical 4, range close, linked 1.
Music to my ears. If we're being brought around for another pass, then I'll open.
I'm not sure where you're getting your stats for the T-47. I'm getting mine straight from the Age of Rebellion book.
Yeah, they vary a little bit. The one from the Rebellion book has tractor beam instead of ensnare. Too.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's the one I'm using.
Let's go with yours, and let's not argue with this.
We are going with mine, trust me.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I double check the book. You're right. I don't know where did I get from.
Do you want to take your shots at the one that you're currently circling, or the one that just shot your lover out of the air?
Well, since they're only forward firing, it would depend on which one I've got a better chance of hitting. I mean, if we're circling round the one that we've just like harpooned, I can't really sort of turn in and fire at them.
Yeah, it would be.
But as we're sort of circling round and sort of come around in an arc, as we come into range of the other one, I'll open up with the forward-mounted twin heavy blaster cannons.
That makes sense to me, I think, as well. So, yep. So
Okay,
damage
so
5,
again-
critical 4.
Yeah, so again, I'll aim.
And a linked 1. What does linked do again?
Linked is like auto fire, except it doesn't increase the difficulty. It's just 2 advantages. It deals the same damage again because
Okay.
it's like 2 turrets next to each other.
Right, yeah. It's twin.
But you can only activate it as many times as the number next to it. So it's
Right.
usually just once.
Just once. Okay, cool.
Okay, no problems. Work out my dice pool. What's the difficulty in?
The difficulty is still close, so it's going to be 1. And you know what? I'm going to give you a boost die because its legs are kind of wrapped up and it can't maneuver as well as it should be able to. Like I said, it's off balance.
So with aiming, that's 2 boost dice, so I'll make that roll.
And what'd you get?
That's
2.
2 success, 3 advantages, which are 3 advantages I'll be using to bring the twin link
Yep.
effect into play.
So the damage on that was 2 plus 5, 7. So you're going to do 14 damage.
Yep.
Guess what? Oh, wait, no, it actually has a whole threshold of 15. You blast the shit out of it. Your cannon just fucking plug it, and you see sparks flying off of it, massive scarring on the hull of this walker, and it's not looking too good.
That's what you get, Empire. That's what you get.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm going to roll their attacks. Now, first, the one that you're circling. It's going to take a blast at you while you pass. Let me see here. So, I'm going to give him 1 setback because he gets 1 difficulty 1 purple, 1 setback for the fact that you're moving so fast, you're flying circles around him. Yeah.
Does he get an additional setback for being like roped up, or?
Yep, I will give him, because you made 1 pass, I'm going to give him an additional setback for that. Thank you. I am going to spend a point, though, to upgrade his roll. And you're the pilot, Lino. Do you want to spend a point? Yeah?
Not on this one, no.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to roll this.
Oh!
Shucks.
Wow.
So let me just make sure I'm reading this right.
Someone's got a good pilot.
There's no successes, but there is a triumph
An advantage.
and an advantage. How John, Andrew, Oral, all you guys have run more of this than I have. What about when you don't have any successes, but you have a triumph on an attack roll?
I've always counted a triumph as like 3 successes.
Okay, I think by the book they count as 1. That's why it's a wash on successes, because you have 1 triumph, 1 success against 2 failures. So, what do you think, Oral, Andrew?
It could be like a happy accident, not to sound like Bob Ross, but like something doesn't happen to the ship itself, but something from their miss causes them a massive advantage.
Perhaps have it just to like the 1 success for damage, but perhaps it scores a critical hit or something on the vehicle.
Yeah, like what if it's a near miss and it like screws up a heat sink or something?
Yeah, it's definitely going to not. It's not going to hit you for damage, I think, because they didn't get any successes. So, and if they do hit you,
how about just a roll on the crit table then?
Yeah, 1 success on damage would fucking destroy you anyway. Man, where did I put? It's been so long since I ran this game. Let me see if I've got my cheat.
If you don't have the crit table, I've got them here, Ian.
You got it there? Okay. So what do I roll? I roll a percentile, right?
You just roll a D100, yep.
I'm going to do that right now. Sorry, man. I forgot to pull out my cheat sheets before we started this. I haven't run this game in a month. Roll a 40%.
Okay, 40 is tailspin. So all firing from our ship or vehicle suffers 2 setback dice until the end of our next turn, because
So
they've
you're
hit the back
tailspin.
of the ship and it's spinning about a bit.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're going to suffer 2 setback from any attacks for the next round, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other one still gets to shoot, though.
Okay. I was
so
planning to
here's
use
the
a light side one for this.
Okay, so let's see here. I was going to spend a dark side for him as well. So I upgrade his attack roll. I upgrade your difficulty. I'm giving him 2 setbacks, A, because he's firing at a very fast-moving target, and B, because his legs are wrapped up as well.
And you said he was unbalanced.
I'm going to throw a 3rd setback against him because of the fact that you just blasted him for so much damage this round as well. He took a really heavy hit, so he's got smoke all in his face and everything. And I think that's it. Yeah, the off balance is what I mean by the fact that his legs are wrapped up and everything. So here we go. No successes, but an advantage. Okay, so, oh yeah, there was an advantage on that last one as well. I forgot to, as well. So I'm going to say you take 2 total system strain, one from each of those attacks. Okay. So your system strain threshold was 6. You'd taken system strain already, hadn't you?
Yeah, we've taken a couple already.
So you're now taking 4 out of 6. 2 more, and what happens when the ship reaches full system strain? Does system shut down, killing inoperable? I presume. Yeah.
It loses power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Power up.
Makes sense. Okay. So.
I imagine we're at the sparks from the control console stage at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're in that horrible fucking tailspin as well, so you're dizzy and disoriented.
Hold her steady.
Okay.
I'm trying, Jon, I'm trying.
Just need one more shot. And I'll be sort of trying to wrestle with the controls to line it up.
Okay. So first things first, Jenny. Like you're in this tailspin, but what do you want to do? I see Rufus is recommending some kind of an action to you. What's that called? What's that?
Damage
control.
Difficulty 1. Difficulty 1, and it restores as many hull thresholds as many successes you roll, and as many system strain, as many advantages you roll, and it's a mechanics check. It's basically like doing the plugging to cables and stuff and rerouting power.
Yeah. I suppose I haven't really got anything to lose. Does anything bad happen if I fail?
No. I mean,
okay.
With threats, yeah.
Okay. So what's she rolling? She's rolling a mechanics roll, or is it a piloting roll? No.
It's a mechanics.
If it's control damage.
Roll, which is what she does anyway, I think.
Well, I do computers more than mechanics. But I'm okay at mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just one purple, yeah?
Yeah, because you didn't lose hull threshold, so it's
it's 1 purple. Let's see here. Let's look at these dice pools. Man, I'm up to 4 dark side again.
Yeah, I'm just upgraded.
I'm making 1 red instead of 1 purple, so I'm going to upgrade difficulty.
Okay.
Don't forget, well, you suffer 2 setback for any attack rolls made to your tailspin. Probably wouldn't affect limiting damage, no? I don't think so.
It's just attack rolls.
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. 1 success, 1 advantage.
So 1 strain recovered.
Okay, so now you're at 3 strain instead of 4.
Alright, cool.
Damage. 3 strain damage instead of 4 strain damage. Yeah.
I imagine you've got like the emergency like little fire extinguisher down here, like.
Yep. Totally. Closing some kind of emergency hatch or something like that.
Yeah, man.
Because they always seem to have those. Okay, yeah, so since Jon Fade is encouraging me like to just hold her steady and get the one shot in, I'm going to actually go round again for another pass before letting go.
Okay, well you've done 2 passes now, haven't you? So you're going to go for a 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what then, you pull off a 3rd pass and this thing's just going down. He's finished. Okay? As long as he doesn't shoot you out of the... No, fuck that. He's finished even if he does shoot you out of the sky this round. Because you're going for 3 full passes. He's just too wrapped up. He's not going to be able to stay standing. So that's what you're doing, Jon Fade.
Okay, assuming I can bring the laser cannons online, I'm going to attempt to shoot at it again.
Yeah, you can. You just got those 2 setback.
Yeah, I'll obviously take the setback. You might want to consider putting an extra 1 on, given the amount of system strain we're taking, and that currently we're sort of wrestling with exploding consoles and shit. But I'll leave that up to you.
No, it's going to be hard enough. I'll let you take just the 2 setback for the critical hit, even though it did do damage. Go with those 2. But your difficulty at the moment is 1 purple. Do you want to upgrade? Yes, you do. I am also going to upgrade, so you can make that one
Nice.
red instead of one purple.
Okay, I'm going to take a full round action and strain to do like a full aim to get 2 boost dice.
Okay, yeah, just keep track of your personal strain. I'm not.
Wow, get in.
Ooh,
Boom.
holy shit.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and just describe how you destroy the thing? I mean, you've got 6 damage from the cannons, plus you linked, plus you probably got a crit as well. Yeah, you definitely got a crit as well because you got the triumph.
So I'm
So go ahead and
thinking
tell
like,
me.
perhaps as we swing round for just like a few seconds, as like everything seems to slow down, we
Yes.
find ourselves sort of lined up with like the cockpit of the the sort of window view screen bit on the front of it, and I just like rake the front of it with gunfire, like blowing up the glass and chewing up the
As you're
people who are actually
spitting.
piloting it. Yeah, that's the way I roll, man.
Nice, nicely done. Yeah, and it just you see massive smoke and explosions going on inside the cockpit of this thing, and eventually you see a big explosion, and the kind of side plates just kind of pop out, and the thing just topples over.
And that's the way it's done.
So the other one will get one more shot at you as it goes down, kind of his death blow, as it were. He is going to have. I'm going to give him actually an extra setback because you've made an extra pass.
If I can use any of my advantages to make it more difficult for him as well, to give him additional setback dice.
Yeah, you've got, after you do the link, you've still got 3 advantage, so I'll give him one more setback.
Yeah, so perhaps he's having difficulty because of like the explosion and the smoke and everything that's thrown up.
I did spend a dark side point just to boost his roll by 1. Yep. Lino, do you want to spend 1 to increase his difficulty or no?
Nah, this should be fine.
Should be. I've got 1 green, 2 yellow against 1 purple, and 4 black. So here we go. Oh, he hit.
Oh dear.
So, plugs you. That's going to do
6 damage.
6 damage. Yeah, it's going to destroy your ship. So you're going to be going down as well. I'll let you make a hard piloting check like Rufus did to try and bring it under control to make a nice crash landing and not run the risk of taking advantage yourselves.
Since I'm in the co-pilot's seat, can I assist with that to like give a boost dice? Since I'm no longer firing effectively anymore.
Yeah, how do you want to do so?
Basically, as Lena's just concentrating purely on the flying and getting us down safely, I'll be like feeding terrain telemetry from the scanners, like giving like sort of set it down there. There's an open space there, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Yep. So that's going to give you 1 boost, 1 blue die.
Okay, I'm going to spend left
3
side.
purple.
3 purple.
I'm not going to spend a point this time.
Okay, so check that. Yep, okay. Oh, yeah.
And like Cal did 2 turns ago, you managed to bring it down in a controlled crash landing. And do a similar thing. You probably want to pop the cockpit as soon as you get to stop because this thing is burning up and
definitely
smoking and and you can see your friends Cal and Zool kind of off in the distance, having run off from their own wrecked burning speeder. So you can run in the same direction as they went, and you'll be able to easily see over your shoulder the wreckage of the 2 ATSTs as the other one kind of crashes to the ground almost simultaneously as your own crash. And goes up in plumes of smoke.
I'll be moving out sort of in a slightly more controlled pace with my heavy blaster drawn, because we know we've taken these things down, but there's people inside them with guns who are potentially not all dead. So I'll be sort of like moving along like sideways, sort of like surveying the area with my heavy blaster rifle in case any of them decide to cause us problems. I don't want to be taken by surprise.
Okay.
While we were going away, as soon as I saw that the unfit got hit, also I shouted to Zul, like, let's go that way, maybe they can't get out or something. So I'm like actually going to into their direction when they are coming out from the ship.
Yep. Yeah, you guys be able to run if you no problem. You're not in any risk of getting killed in explosions from these things. I'm not going to do that to you. It's fine. You guys succeeded on your rolls. You managed to get away. Your ships are destroyed and they're burning up. They're probably having little minor explosions as well as whatever ordnance they still have or fuel they might have is going up. But yeah, you've got 2 wrecked ATSTs and 2 wrecked T-47 airspeeders here.
Seeing them two, I'll shout over to him. I'll be like, Cal, are we clearing out the walkers or are we heading back?
I mean, let's finish the job. I have no luck for the Imperials, and maybe they have something useful.
Understood.
I'd like to make a check for Zool, a knowledge warfare check, to see what the SOP is for a downed walker, if I learned it in, like, military school.
SOP as in like what they would do once they go down?
Yeah, like what's by the book standard operating procedure?
Sure. Okay. Well, go ahead and make your knowledge roll at difficulty. I would give you difficulty 3, just because it wasn't your area of expertise.
Can I assist in that? I also have it.
Yeah, sure.
So I just give a boost dice. I'm talking about some other military traditions, like normally what would be the...
Yeah, it's fine. You guys can be kind of brainstorming together or whatever, going over it. So
Zool's taking it and trying to apply it to what he got in his like very basic crash course before going into the academy.
Crash course, nice one.
He will use a Destiny point to upgrade this.
Okay.
Would you like to use one for a challenge?
No, I'm on that side.
Okay. Should be good then. 2 success, 2 threat.
2 success and 2 threat. Okay. So, obviously what they're going to need to do is they're going to need to try to recover whatever weapon, the weapons they can from within the ship. Send a quick signal or report to whoever is in charge of their operation, just to say that they've been downed and what they've come across, what they've encountered. And then they're going to need to exit the walkers and take what weaponry they can and personal communicators from the ship and try to get to a safe location, if need be, to hold up until they can be recovered.
Okay. So in Zool's mind, most of that would be common information, but the one thing he'd like to point out, it is standard operating procedure for a downed Imperial vessel to recover anything usable and leave the wreckage to find a holdout position. They will be moving quickly.
Well, make sure that they don't move very far. Anything they can use, our new friends can surely use. And I mean, I can imagine they would be pretty pissed. They just gave us these rides and we crashed them pretty bad.
True.
I'll take out a death stick and I'll be like, recover anything of value. I like the sound of that.
It is probably worth adding too. If we move quickly, Lino might be able to sabotage their communique and keep them from alerting back to their strike force.
What are we waiting for then? Let's move.
Yeah. So
Okay.
guns out. Actually, I forgot to post, like I said I would, what I bought from the quartermaster last time. So I'm going to run it by you, Ian. If you say it's not okay, then say it.
Yeah, just say it now.
It's I bought a binocular and 3 grenades, just normal frag grenades.
Binoculars and 3 frigates? Yeah, that's no problem. You could have got that stuff. Yeah.
So before we get into range, I'm going to use my electro binoculars and check out if there is any movement around the ATSTs, and if yes, what kind. And that removes setback from distance, and I can magnify up to 10 kilometers.
Okay, well, yeah, you're not that far away. You know, how far would it say you've run away from them? You're not even a kilometer away, so.
So I'm just basically checking out if there is any movement or something.
Okay, so you're looking, you can see the wreckage of the one walker that was blown up literally before it went down, and there's no movement coming out of there, just a lot of smoke. There's nothing coming out of that. However, the other one, the one that just got kind of fallen over, the one that finished off Lino and Yonfade's ship, you see the hatch pop open, and you see a couple of men climb up. A couple of what would they be? I'm actually looking for the NPCs thing now. Did I miss it here? Maybe I did. You know, they're the walker pilots, basically. Pilot and co-pilot. Here we go.
Doesn't really matter. Okay, so I shared this information with the others.
They're Imperial Army troopers, basically.
I'm going to be sort of running towards well, as soon as Cal points and says there's people over there, I'm going to be running towards that as quickly as I can. Sort of looking for a defensive position where I can hunker down and open up on them, basically.
Yeah, let's get those 2 bucket heads.
I'm with you, Cal.
So yeah, you can see they're vehicle core, and they've got blaster carbines. They're wearing basically trooper uniforms and helmets.
Well, my weapon range is medium. I believe Yonfade's is long, so she can start shooting before me.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort of run in, slide into cover like behind some wreckage, pop over the top of it, bracing my heavy blaster on top of it, and then when I see a spider movement, I'm just going to like...
Are you guys using any kind of stealth or anything to hide your position?
I'm definitely using stealth.
I mean, I think they know we are here.
Yeah, I'm just going more for cover rather than stealth. They're going to know where I am as soon as I open up with my heavy blaster. They'll know where I am.
And honestly, they're probably actually going to move away from you, since they do know you're there and they know that they're outnumbered. They're probably moving away. So, yeah, you can advance on them if you want, Cal.
Yeah, I do that from cover to cover, and as soon as I'm in medium range, I open fire.
Okay, well you're moving cover to cover. They're actually moving a bit faster than you are probably. Then they're probably going to be getting away from you.
As soon as we're in long range, I'll open up as well.
Oh, you're in long range already, so you can.
All right, yeah, I'm going to take a shot as I'm moving.
Yeah. So you can do that. You're long range, which is difficulty 3, right?
Yep.
Let me see what our destiny pool is at here. Oh yeah. Do you want to spend your last point?
No, I will take half an action to aim though.
Okay, I'm going to spend a point to upgrade the difficulty, so it's 2 purple, 1 red instead of 3 purple.
In fact, I'll take the strain to do like a full aim.
Okay.
Did you say you'd upgraded my difficulty?
I did.
Okay, cool. That's 4 successes.
Holy crap, what kind of damage does that do?
That will be 14 damage.
Wow. So
Sorry, 13 damage.
13 damage? Man, you blow one of their heads off, like through the helmet and all that. You just kind of, it goes right through the helmet, and there's a splash, a wet splash underneath the helmet, and the helmet drops down about a foot, and the body collapses to the ground. The other one just redoubles his efforts and starts really running.
I'm just going to like gesture for Cal to go forward, and I'll be like, go, go, go!
Okay, then I'm going to use 2 maneuvers. I take strain to rush into medium range.
Okay, yep.
And then I'm going to shoot.
So again, like he's straight up just trying to run and evade. He knows he's being fired at from long range. So I am going to spend. Well, do you want to upgrade?
No, I don't need to.
Well, I am going to upgrade the difficulty. So 2 purple. Oh no, it's only 1 purple.
1 purple, 1 red.
Medium.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I believe I have an accurate on my weapon, so I get 1 boost dice.
Okay, go for it.
Plus 2 success, that's mere 12 damage.
Mere 12 damage. Okay, he soaks 3. Okay, you plug him pretty good. He's going to turn and try to return fire on you, since you can't get away now. So, his pool, it's going to be agility plus his... Oh, yeah. So that's his pool there. I'm going to give him a setback die just because of the stressful situation he's under. He just saw his friend get his head blown apart inside of his own helmet, and he's just been hit as well as he was trying to flee. He's turning around and shooting now. Yeah, so I will spend Dark Side Point again just to increase his pool one more time because he's just, praying to Lord Vader to save his life, basically. Yeah. Do you want to spend a point to upgrade the difficulty or no?
No.
Okay. So here we go.
Fuck. In hindsight, that was a bad idea.
Okay, so you're going to take 10 points of damage.
I'm going to take 6. Yes.
Okay, because you soak 4, yeah?
Yep.
So you take 6 wounds, and it's a critical hit. So John, I'm just going to roll the... You get the critical hit right there, so yeah?
Yeah, just let me bring it up.
I rolled a 10.
That's not... okay, 10. Slowed down. So basically, Cal will be going last on the next round.
Okay. I haven't even been using initiative.
Yeah, we did.
Right back a bit.
Probably didn't really matter. Okay, so I just get shot in the leg. The armor soaks up most of it. I'm still standing. I'm just limping a bit. I'm going forward. That's all you've got.
Yep. Okay. So then, Zool and Lino, I guess you guys were hanging back, not engaging the combat, I presume, or
Yeah,
you still kind of back where Yanfei is at long range?
The only way I'll go closer than long range is if there's cover.
There is, but you wouldn't be able to advance on him, so you wouldn't be able to get into range of fire. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just
you
stay
don't-
behind. Yeah, I'll just stay behind something then.
okay. Yanfei, do you want to move up back into long range? He was running away, but you can move back up into long range of fire again if you like.
Yeah, I'll sort of move forward in quite a sort of, I suppose, showing that my character's got some sort of knowledge of tactics, particularly sort of armored troop movement tactics. I'll be moving in a controlled manner, sort of zigzagging from cover to cover to get myself into long range.
Mhm.
I'll take the strain again to do a full aim, and then as this guy sort of just snapped off a shot and hit Cal in the leg, I imagine I'll be approaching Cal's position, then I'll just turn the gun around towards him and open fire, click it onto auto fire and open up.
Okay, cool. Nice, going full auto. Very good. So you get difficulty, your long range again, so it's going to be 2 purple and a red. I'm not going to upgrade this time. Well, no, actually, I might upgrade. Are you going to upgrade?
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay, then I will too.
So I'm on 2 purple, 1 red, is that correct?
That's correct. Yep, that's it.
So I've taken the strain for a full aim again, so that's 1 success and 3 advantages, so that's 10 base damage, and with my 2 levels of the barrage ability that I've just remembered I've got, it'll be 12 damage.
Okay, well, he had 1. Did he have 1? Yeah, or no, he had, 2 wound threshold left, so yeah, you can describe auto-firing him to death.
So I imagine sort of this guy shoots Cal in the leg, Cal sort of falls down a bit behind cover, I move up behind the cover, and then there's just suddenly this, and the person just disappears in this cloud of mist.
Yep, he's down. You see no more movement near the wreckage of the walkers.
I'll move in next to Cal, take a stim pack out of my belt, and I'm just going to stick him in the shoulder with it to give him 5 wounds back.
Boom.
Yeah, thanks. I'm almost at maximum then. I'm 13.
Well, we can't have you limping on that leg while we're trying to get back to the base.
Stealing the Doctor's thunder.
No, the doctor has the most important role, the critical injury, because I have a 1-week timer, I can heal it. So
Nice.
I want to take out my medical data pad and scan it.
Uh-huh.
What's the injury specifically again?
He was slowed. He was hitting the leg, so he's just
Yeah,
he's kind of
severity
It's
one
just
injury.
something that's like lasts for that encounter. It's like not even something.
yeah, it was pretty minor.
But if you get hit by something else, the injury is still gonna
Yeah.
increase the
Yeah,
severity.
because technically you still have a severity one, like critical injury. So,
Yeah.
All right.
so having the doctor look at you is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I can solve that one quick. Anyways, I look at it and I'll pull out a syringe and say, "This is a neuroparalytic. I can apply it to the location and then put a splint on it."
I'm starting to get worried about the side effects. Like, you never just cure me or something. Like, I'm going to show you this. It might kill you, but if not, it will be very good. Can
Well,
you
we can
just?
argue about this later. Are we going to check out the walker or what?
Good point. Zul, I would love you to take care of me, but please do it back in the base.
Yeah, I'll give you a shoulder then and help you limp to the walker.
Yeah, so we're sort of approaching the walker. I've still got my gun out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just like getting the blaster carbine that I have. Obviously, we are closing in the Volker first and look what's inside of the cockpit.
Okay, well, the one walker is just you're not going to be going inside that cockpit.
Yeah,
It's burning rubble. It's melting parts of it now at this point. But yeah, but the other one, the one that these two survivors climbed out of, well, former survivors, that one's still relatively intact. There's some fire going on inside. It's still smoking and stuff, but you can get in and see what's there.
Okay, let's get in there quickly, find anything we can strip that's valuable, and get out of here. In case they've got friends.
I would like to do is to get like there is probably a fire extinguisher or something like for emergency purposes,
Sure.
and get that out and just quickly handle the fire situation while the
Sure.
others look around. So
Yeah,
it's
they
not-
obviously didn't try to fight the fire because they knew this thing was lost, so they just tried to abandon and get away. But yeah, you can try to put the fire out to buy yourself some time in the cockpit.
Yeah, so I do that outside, and I also keep a lookout.
Okay. Janfade, you're looking for weapons and stuff like that, I suppose. Doesn't seem like there's anything left.
Anything that I think will be of value or use to the base that we can like reasonably detach.
To
be honest, I'll be shouting for Lino, and I'll be shouting. You're the tech expert, Lino. What are we looking for, and can we take it?
Just some kind of remoteable, detachable system.
Hey, just point at what you want pulling out of the walls, and I'll pull it.
Well, there's a locker, kind of like the oh shit locker,
Okay.
that you find, but it's already open, and you can see the attachments for two carbine rifles, which are empty. So the mounted the rifle mounts are empty, and you can also see that the emergency gear packs are basically the whole locker's empty. Everything's been pulled, so you figure it's probably on the bodies out there.
Okay.
Lino, you will see there is chatter coming over the communicator.
Okay. Is it audible chatter?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can see flashing lights and stuff like that, so the systems are still working.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to the chatter. I'm not gonna reply to them yet.
Okay. Let me see here. What would be the right kind of skill check for her to make to try and kind of, because there's multiple channels all being kind of communicated at once here. For her to pull that out, I guess it'd be a computer's check. Going to give you a difficulty of 2, because you're good at that shit.
Difficulty of 2, computers.
And am I going to spend any points? Do you want to spend any points?
Yarp.
Okay, I'm not going to spend a point, so your difficulty is just 2 purple.
Okay.
Okay, 2 success and a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to figure out and kind of to narrow it down, and instead of hearing like all these multiple channels going at once, you're able to kind of pin down channels and flip through them, right? The threat is that you're going to, in doing so, it's going to be noticeable from anybody who's monitoring or scanning that somebody's making a signal from this wrecked ATST. Okay.
Okay.
So what you're picking up is several channels. You can hear multiple communications coming from the monitor to multiple ground scouting patrols. This is just one of 4 on the surface of the planet you can pick up. There's 3 other active patrols.
Yeah.
None of which at the moment have encountered anybody. You can tell they're all saying what's going on. They're trying to figure out what happened to the second squadron or to the second patrol, which you figure is the patrol that you've just annihilated. Because they're talking about second patrol. There's no more communication coming from second patrol. They said they had encountered rebel air speeders, and that's the last we heard of them. We're sending Patrol 3 and Patrol 1 are en route to try and to their location to find out what's happened. You also pick up chatter from the monitor saying that an Imperial fleet is arriving within the hour for support. They have reason to believe that there is a rebel base here on Baz Pity, and they will be deploying a full invasion force to take over the planet. And you got to,
Okay.
yeah. What the hell? Why not? Let's throw this in there. You understand that the Executor is leading the fleet that's arriving, which means
Okay.
Lord Vader will be here within the hour.
Okay, so I kind of blurt out the latter part of the conversation at like far too quick a speed to actually comprehend it properly. I'm just panicking. And I keep saying, like, we've got to warn them, we've got to warn them, we've got to go back to the base.
It takes a while to get there on foot. Can we make this thing operable again and get back quicker that way? Our skimmers are toast.
Don't bother with that. Our communications are jammed, but this communication isn't. It's Imperial. It has to work.
It is
maybe we
working
can
right
use,
now. You're listening to it, yep.
maybe we can use their comms to bypass the communication jamming and signal the rebels.
I like the way you think.
If only we had a computer expert, I'll say, turning around to Lino with a big grin on my face.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. But they already know that I'm tweaking with stuff.
Yeah. In fact, one of the last things you hear too is like, we're getting a signal from Patrol 2. There's somebody alive over there. We're getting a reading on the communications channel.
While they're saying that, I'm just pointing at the comms to just sort of relay that. Okay, so yeah, what I'm gonna ideally do is try and relay what's being said to the rebel base, and if I can't do that, then I'll do it just a case of try and jam their signal somehow and let us signal the base ourselves. Or kind of bypass it.
Okay, so that's going to be a computer's check. Lino, you don't have any ties to the Empire in your backstory, correct?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'm going to give you a difficulty 3.
Okay. Okay.
Just because you don't have much experience with manipulating or altering Imperial systems.
I'm going to turn to Zul and hey Zul, help her out. You have your ways with the Empire. You might know some of their protocols.
Yeah, so he'll come over and he'll try to point out where weaknesses are in the band. Like, they block these parts of the band, but not these parts. Blah 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 blah.
Yep, that'll add a boost to your skill roll.
While you're doing that, I'm going to be outside, make sure no one sneaks up on us by surprise. If you hear my gun firing, we need to move quick.
Right, you're going to be out there making visual.
Yep, I'm going to spend a light side. I'd also like to use my technical aptitude so I can complete this 25% quicker.
Okay, good idea.
Okay, so just 3 purple, yes? Yeah. Okay. 3 success, 2 threat.
Nice. Okay, so you get the signal put together. What's the message you're sending to the rebel base?
So I will say that the Admonitor is preparing a fleet that will arrive within the hour at Boz Pity in order to wipe out the rebel base. And apparently the Executive is also leading this fleet. Obviously I have no idea who he is, but that's what I'll relay.
Okay, no problem. And they'll come back on, one of the communications personnel back at the Rebel Base Corps and say, "Who is this? Who's making this transmission?"
This is Lino Hatine. We're helping the rebels. We were deployed with snow speeders. We managed to destroy 2 ATST walkers, and we're now jamming the communications to get this message to you.
Snow speeders? The T-47s, the air speeders, yeah?
Yeah, T-47s.
Yeah. But you better get back to the base quickly. We'll be starting the evacuation imminently.
Affirmative.
Are you safe? Are you secure? Do you have transportation?
Not yet. We may be able to get this walker up and going, but our snow speeders are completely gone. Sorry.
We'll deploy a transport for pickup. See what we can do to get somebody over there to pick you up as quick as possible. And we better cut off this communications. This could be being tracked by the Imperials. And so he kind of hangs up.
Yeah.
And as he does so, the camera kind of fades out, and we go to the bridge of the Admonitor, and a communications officer says, "Sir, we just intercepted a transmission from the surface from the last known position of Patrol 2. It seems that the rebel base is indeed here. We've picked up a transmission from a Lino Hatine going to the rebel base, warning them of our presence and the arrival of the Executor." And you see Captain Von Park say, "Excellent. Very good. Inform Lord Vader that the rebels are indeed here and that the invasion should begin as soon as possible." And then back to you.
I do want to quickly posit one thing, Ian. While
Sure.
those guys are doing this, except for my brief little meddling with the band, I want to look at the pilots' bodies from the walker, and I want to check their eyes with my med pad to see if they've been using Booster Blue. Because Zool's heard a rumor that they've been jacking up on it to improve their piloting skills, and it's like an endemic empire-wide. Like a lot of the pilots are doing it.
Sounds good to me, man. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, I'll just let that be. Sure they are. And in fact, they'll have some in their possession if you want to take some off of them. I'll just say they have 1 dose each.
Excellent. So 2 altogether?
Uh-huh. They also have 2 blaster carbines. They have 2 emergency packs, which have rations and 3 stim packs each. So you find 6 stim packs. They have trooper uniforms and helmets. One of the helmets is destroyed, though.
I'll salvage all the medical equipment, so the stim packs.
Mm-hmm.
And
6
I will
stim
take...
packs, two doses of Booster Blue.
I can't really carry the carbine because of my encumbrance, but the Booster Blue for sure.
I can carry one, so just like bring it over.
Yeah,
I mean, if you are over encumbered for a while, that means you just can't. You can only spend 1 maneuver to move. So
he'll give you the carbine, and when he walks over, he's gonna lean over and whisper to you. I took something off of their corpse that I think you'll find very interesting. We can talk about it later.
Okay. Can other people be in the room when we do that?
He'll shoot you a glance that's like piercing, and he'll say, "No, it has to be just you and I, and preferably we should do it under the secrecy of night."
Okay, so we'll talk about it. And I take the carbine. I can carry that, no problem. And I look around the terrain and start heading towards the rebel base, and I think we should go in a single line. Um, we are harder to spot that way. And let's space it out so
Yeah.
our biosignatures are not overwhelming. Let's keep like I don't know, 10 steps distance between each other.
Okay, Cal, if you take the front, I've got the rear of the line.
Sure, that works.
Doc and Lino, you guys get in the middle. Let's get ready to move.
Okay.
And what we are doing is like it's like rocky terrain. No? That's what you said.
Yeah, it's pretty rocky, but it's also very, very grassy and mossy as well. I mean, it's
So I'm trying to find
becoming overgrown.
terrain that is like um, not an attractive terrain for walkers, right? Like it's a lot of rocks, not necessarily because of the cover, but it would be difficult to walk on. To
Yeah, just to make it
control.
harder for any walker patrols to follow you. I understand
Yeah.
completely.
And trying to find that way. And also, we are on the lookout, so if anything appears on the horizon, we can just like duck behind the rocks and stuff.
Okay. So, let's see here. Yeah. You do eventually hear some sounds in the air, in the skies, and you'll see several rebel craft, X-wings, etc., flying overhead at pretty decent altitudes, flying towards the rebel base, right? And you will also see a couple of TIE fighter squadrons in hot pursuit of them, and gunfire being exchanged, etc., as they're flying towards the rebel base. Yeah. That will go on for probably a good minute as all these multitudes of ships fly overhead. Now, these are not very close. These are at pretty decent altitudes, but you'll still be able to see them, and you'll definitely be able to hear them. You'll hear more than you see. And then, where's that noise come from? Who's that? You. All right.
I think it's the sound of Cal running across the rocky terrain.
That's all right, Rufus. So as those fly over, then you'll pick up another sound coming from ahead of you, and you'll see a small kind of shuttle come flying in at very low altitude, and it will, as it kind of comes up on your position, it'll land almost right in front of you. It's a rebel shuttle come to pick you up, you figure, as they promised.
Yeah, hustle on board.
Okay, cool.
And you'll see a couple of rebel soldiers there, you know, just in their kind of green, almost not quite camo, but you know what I mean. It's these two kind of tone green uniforms, and they're light kind of green and brown helmets, and with their weapons, and they kind of load you on. It's like, come on, go, and then boom, they bang on the thing, and it takes off right away and turns around and flies again at very low altitude and high speed, right back towards the rebel base. By the time you do get to the rebel base, you can see there is, still, you'll actually come across a couple of wrecked starfighters along the way, TIE fighters and X-wings, etc. And when you do get back to the base, there's a pretty pitched, I would call it a space battle, except for the fact it's happening within the atmosphere. A fighter battle going on anyway above the rebel base, as the X-wings and Y-wings, etc., are trying to dispatch these TIE fighters that have pursued them here. And the shuttle will fly straight in to a narrowly open hangar door for the base, and land very quickly and very roughly. And again, the soldiers will rush right off the ship into the hangar bay, where it's pretty much chaos as people are just loading up ships, fighters, etc., preparing to take off.
We need to get to the transport.
I look at the way of Miles' ship. Is there any movement around?
Miles' ship is just sitting there currently with a bunch of shit outside of it. Looks like it's ready to be loaded up, but the hatch is
I'm heading
closed.
towards it. That's my ticket off this planet.
Yeah, exactly. We are thinking alike, Jan.
You know,
Great minds, great minds.
I gave that ship a name in the last session. I can't remember what it was.
Why don't we call it the Love Boat?
It was not the Love Boat.
Hey, you can call it whatever you want, Doc, as long as it gets us off this rock.
Um,
As I'm running towards it.
so yeah, I'm running towards it too, and I look at the crates. What's in them? Just a quick glance.
Well, would you like read manifest and stuff to see what's in them?
Yeah.
You're not going to take the time to open them up and see what's in them. There is food and fuel and ammunition, various things, various ship things that would be necessary to keep the ship running for a longer period of time. And one of the crates actually has a sufficient amount of credits in it. I'm going to say it has 40,000 credits.
Well, we're gonna get that crate, and because this one is a smuggler, right? I'm just going to randomly open another box to see if it matches what the manifest says.
Okay, just gonna randomly open a box and see. Is
Yeah.
it the box with the credits in it?
No, we take the credits one and
Okay.
a random other box.
Okay. Yep, it's loaded up with spare parts and components for a YT-1300.
And it fits the description of the manifest.
Mm-hmm. It does.
You guys get whatever you can on board. I'm going to have a talk with Miles.
Yeah, how much time would it take to load up the ship if we are all working on it?
Not that much stuff. It would take you 15 minutes, 20
Yeah,
minutes, 20 minutes tops.
looking at the base, like I mean, it still have to come out of hyperspace and stuff. We would have time for that, right? It looks like.
Oh yeah, like they're saying launching time for the main transports is not yet for at least an hour. So.
Oh yeah, so then we load up the ship.
And the Imperial fleet is expected to arrive within 30 minutes. So.
Zool will say, should I go in quickly and make sure the power is booting on? Could take us a long time if you shut everything down.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, me and Lino, I guess, will load
I'm sorry,
everything.
I missed what you said, Andrew. What were you going to check?
He's gonna make sure that Loverboy left the sublight engines on to power the ship. Because if he shut them down, it could take us a while to get them going.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. No problem. Yeah, you get in there and you realize, they need to be rebooted and stuff because at the time when he was last in charge of the situation, he had to get started preparing for evacuation, and then you guys knocked him out and locked him in the storage.
Zool's gonna scratch his head and say, "What a gritty nerve herder, trying to make a few extra credits by turning off the sublight engines in port."
Oh, yeah. I say that. Like, I think we are only doing the most essential stuff. Like,
Like what?
Well, food. If I checked what is in the ship for the first. Like, is this all things that we necessarily need? I checked the ship logs. What needs to be refreshed?
Yeah, it's all pretty necessary. I mean, you don't necessarily all need it right now, but you're going to need it all next week or something.
Yeah, then we load it up all. Like,
And while that's going on, I'm heading to the locker where we stashed Miles.
I take it back. There is one thing there that you do not need. That's the credits.
we do.
I'm just saying they're not essential.
It looks like I'm going to develop a booster blue addiction. So.
Yup.
So who's going to check on Loverboy? Miles Remora?
Me. I am.
Does somebody have someone snoring in their house?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was just picking up on that.
Oh, that's what that is. I thought you were putting some atmospheric, like Darth Vader sounds in the background, man.
No, I didn't. It's an animal, isn't it? I think this is
I was sitting there thinking, oh, Ian's really gone all out for this without the Darth Vader noises, man.
No, I don't have any dogs or cats that can snore, so.
So yeah, I'm just running to the locker where we've stashed Miles. I'm gonna like flip open the door, basically like hoist him out by his lapels, and I'm gonna go, look, I don't have time to explain. The base is under attack. Lord Vader and a Star Destroyer and a fleet are on their way. We need to get this ship of yours out of here now. The base has been evacuated.
What? I haven't even started up the sublight engines yet.
We're on it. Don't worry. We just need to get this ship out of here. The whole base is being evacuated. We won't stand a chance if we stay here too long.
Who the hell are you people? Why did you lock me in here?
We don't have time to explain that.
Where's Lino? Is she here? Is she with you? Is she safe?
She's getting on board, and if you want to see her blue ass get off this planet safely, you'll listen to me. You'll help us get this ship ready, and we can get the hell out of here.
And all of a sudden, you see clarity in his eyes for a moment, and he nods. He says, "Right, okay, yeah." And he starts heading towards the cockpit.
I'll give him a shoulder check when I walk by him and say, turning off the engines was greedy.
What?
Also, while I'm turning with a box, I'm like saying, also don't get used to that cockpit.
What? This is my ship.
Look, we don't have time to argue. Fly now, talk later.
Right. So he goes off and he starts prepping the ship for takeoff.
Where are the guns on this tub?
Well, you've got one ventral, one dorsal.
Right, I'm on it, and I'll run towards the weapons turret, or whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah, she's a 1300, Millennium Falcon style. So you want the ventral or dorsal?
Whichever's nearest to where I happen to be at the minute, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, well, top or bottom?
Top.
You're on the dorsal. Good.
Now, Cal, are you running for the other gun?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my booster blue, then one of the vials. I'm going to toss it to you and say, ask me later, take it now.
I look at this weird liquid, which is oddly smells of some kind of motor fluid. I'm you're horrible. And I just sniff it, or I don't know what. Yeah, probably inject it or something in my eyeballs.
It's like a little potion thing. So you take it like a shot.
Yeah. Okay. So I just pull it down, try not to frown. And what does it do for me?
So you get to upgrade a single agility, intellect, or cunning check by 1. However, you can't regain strain for the rest of the encounter.
Yeah. Okay.
It also tastes like paint, because it is paint.
Okay, so it's slightly blue tint on my lips, but my eyes are widened and I'm all hyped up. I'm let's do this!
Jesus Christ. Nice. What about you, Doc and Lino? What positions do you take on the ship?
I would probably stay somewhere near-ish the front, and then basically I'll make my move as soon as I know that things are actually underway, and we hopefully don't have to boost anything or reboot. Obviously we do. So. Miles
will look and say, oh, Lino, you're all right.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Look, we need to get out of here.
Jesus, he's some company you keep.
What do you mean?
Oh, your friends beat me up, throw me in the hold, lock me up on my own ship, and now they're here barking orders and telling me what to do. I mean, these are the kind of people you run around with these days, is it?
Well, it's not exactly my choice, Miles. But Look, I've heard it with my own ears. There's tons
Wait,
and tons of
not
fleets.
your choice? Are they holding you against your will?
No, they're not. It's just luck of the draw.
Well, look, I'm just glad you're here. I need a co-pilot. Are you up for it?
Yeah. All right.
Right. You remember what to do. Sit down.
Of course, I remember what to do. I've kept it up.
So you can sit down in the co-pilot's chair.
Yeah, I do.
Cool. And he'll, I'm not going to go over the gory details, but he'll kind of be telling you, okay, fire up this, turn on that, etc. Check the power levels of that system, etc. As you're sitting there next to him. At one point, he'll reach over and put his hand on your left hand and say,
Oh,
"It's good to see you again."
I would just kind of give him a little smile, but I would move my hand away and pretend I'm sort of reaching for something.
He just kind of smiles and smirks. He knows the hard to get routine, and he goes about prepping the ship for takeoff. Doctor, where are you?
I'll be inspecting medical to see if it's a droid or if it's some kind of like assisted arm. What's he got in here?
There is a kind of half-depleted medical kit. There's a table and nothing else.
I will literally Feline facepalm. And I'll take out my medical data pad and start going through what he has and what I need to supplement it with.
Yeah, okay, yeah, pretty much all the basic. He's got like Band-Aids and gauze and little bits of Metagel and stuff like that. Any of the really really vital stuff, that like okay trauma or save your life now kind of shit is not there.
So I'll say to myself, first he turns off the sublight engines because he doesn't think he needs to make an escape, and then he doesn't bring medical supplies. This is the most stupid, optimistic person I have ever seen.
Nice. Yep. Now you'd have some of that stuff, I'm sure, in your medical kit anyway. But and there might be some more medical supplies in one of those. I'm sure there are more medical supplies in one of those crates you guys loaded up, but they're in a crate right now. So. Okay. So as you guys are prepping the ship, you get the ship nearly ready for takeoff when the planetary bombardment starts. And you can feel it, the ground shaking and everything. You can hear the sounds in the distance of the explosions as the monitor is firing down upon the location of what they believe is the rebel base, and it is being joined by support fire from multiple other Star Destroyers.
Click my shipboard comms on, and I'll be like, "We need to go now!"
Right, yeah, just about there. You got the hyperdrive coordinates ready, Lino. This is the location that we're heading to, and he gives you some kind of coordinates. You know what I mean, for a hyperlane that you're supposed to hit and head for. Once we break orbit, we're gonna need to hit for this. So make sure you get that ready to go, and the hyperdrive is ready to fire. And once we get out of orbit, it's gonna be really really messy up there.
So I sort of go like, yeah, okay, and kind of repeat what he's saying before he says it, and then I sort of say to myself, I know how to work a bloody coordinates of the hyperdrive.
Right.
So I would have got that prepared by now.
He says, all right. He says, well, you guys, I don't even know your names, but you gunners, you might be needed to hold them off us for a while while we break orbit before we can reach safe hyperspace distance.
We're in safe hands, Miles.
I'm Yon Fade. Nice to meet you. We'll be ready.
It's just like you hear like this, like you shout, "Fucking do this!"
This reminds me of when we met, Cal. To be perfectly honest.
Miles will see Lino giggle a bit at that, and kind of sort of make a motion so to say, yeah, they're in a relationship.
Oh, how romantic! And he smirks. And he goes back to, he's like, all right, Doc, are you strapped in somewhere? Because we're going to be taking off here in a minute.
No, I'm going to be monitoring after this, and I'm going to walk over to a data readout of the ship sensors, so I can see what attacks us if anything attacks us.
Okay. You going to strap yourself into the chair there, at least?
Yeah, I suppose. At least for the initial takeoff, but then I'll be on my feet.
Okay, cool. No problem. So the bombardment continues. You feel the engines fire up, and the ship, you feel the kind of that butterfly kind of feeling as the ship kind of, the gravity kind of changes a little bit as the ship prepares to move, and it lifts a little bit off the ground. And then the ship starts to move, and you begin to fly out of the hangar. Once you get out, he guns the engines almost immediately. So thankfully you're strapped in, Doctor, so you won't be thrown around or hurt or anything as the ship begins to move rapidly. First at low altitude and then rapidly climbing at a very steep incline. And this will go on for a couple of minutes until you finally break atmosphere. Anybody who's looking out any of the windows or monitoring any of the systems will see that there is a very pitched battle going on the planetary surface. There are multiple AT-AT walkers. In fact, there are 6 AT-AT walkers closing on the base. There are 12 more tandem pairs of AT-ST walkers on the surface, also closing on the area of the base. There are approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are about 6 Rebel fighter squadrons, mostly X-wings, but probably a few of the others as well. If you want to imagine throwing in some of the other Rebel fighters in there. 6 Rebel squadrons trying to hold off about 12 TIE fighter squadrons. As the major ships, the capital ships, the transport ships, etc., are breaking orbit and attempted to make to safe hyperspace location. There are 4 Star Destroyers and 2 Super Star Destroyers in orbit of the planet involved in the bombardment.
Do I see any interdictor ships?
I tell you what, let's make a roll to see how much detail you can get off of all these. That'd be a computer's roll, difficulty 2.
I think warfare, no?
Is computers too? Okay.
Well, I'm just thinking of how much detail.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
using
all.
the scanners,
There's,
isn't it?
I mean, you're dealing with literally hundreds of ships if you can count all the fighter squadrons and everything, you know.
Okay.
And go ahead and increase the difficulty. Make it 1 red, 1 purple. I'll use dark.
All right. I'm going to use a point as well.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah, it's pretty important. Okay.
There are no interdictor ships.
All right, so I'll say over the comm. I have done a sweep of the scanning unit. They are not using interdictors. We should be able to make the jump to light speed rather quickly.
Music to my ears, Doc.
Now I'm going to make a roll for Miles to try and avoid getting into any serious trouble with these Star Destroyers as you break orbit.
Now, can I use that triumph I got in that to kind of give him a readout of the least occupied lane?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll give him, what would be better, do you think, a boost or an upgrade on his roll? Upgrade on his roll would be better, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to let you actually upgrade his piloting roll because you got the triumph. So he's rolling 4 yellows against 3 purples. And here we go. Wow.
Whoa.
5 successes, 4 threats, and a triumph. Okay.
Oh my god.
So this ship, which shall remain unnamed for this session because I can't remember the name I gave it last session. I'm going to have to actually go back and watch it because I didn't write it down like an asshole. So his ship He's pulling off some pretty insane piloting maneuvers. I mean, he's dodging through the pitched starfighter battle, break orbit, and boom, you're heading straight for the fucking executor. So he turns and breaks another way, and then there's the monitor, and then he breaks and turns another way, and he's zigging and zagging all over the place, pulling off some pretty incredible maneuvers himself. You know, you may notice, or you may not. It's up to you what you want to think of his piloting skills. But he does take a considerable amount of system strain to his ship as he's doing so, as he's pushing it well beyond the limit. I mean, he's pushing it faster than it should be going. He's making turns that it shouldn't be making. I mean, it's putting stress on the bulkheads and on the main hull of the ship. I mean, you can hear little bits and pieces popping loose here and there, and creaks and cranks that probably shouldn't be there. That probably make you a little bit nervous as you're flying into space. But yeah, he manages to avoid getting into a gunfight with any of the major capital ships. However, you do have some TIE fighters closing and trying to stop you from breaking into hyperspace.
Bring it!
So indeed. Let me see here. Let me find a good TIE fighter stat block. Sorry, I should have this ready, but I wasn't sure that this was I wasn't even sure if you'd get into space today. But goddamn.
It's on page 270 of the Age of Rebellion book.
Oh, okay. I just switched over to 270. I was on 276, wasn't I? I was close. Thanks, Sean. And do any of you guys have the YT1300 stats up in front of you? Yeah. Because that'll come in handy as well. Maybe not. I'll worry about that. So there we go. There's the page 270. 269, 270. So we're looking at TIE starfighters. There we go. So they are coming in pretty hard. I'm going to say you've got one coming from the top and one coming from the bottom. So each of you gunners will have an opportunity to roll. Now, we are going to make initiative rolls to see who gets to act first. And I'll roll for each of them separately.
Do you want the entire crew initiative?
Not just the two gunners for right now.
Okay. Because if I get a chance, I'm going to try to fire discipline for him.
What did I just do? Clear that. Ignore that roll. That was incorrect.
That's just a basic core roll, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm not very cool.
Oh, you're right. It is cool. I'm rolling the wrong goddamn thing. There we go. There's my rolls. And what do you got, Rufus? Okay, Rufus, you're going to have initiative, then 2 TIE fighters, and then Jon Fade. So, Cal, you are on the dorsal turret. No, you're on the ventral turret, sorry.
Yes. I'm on the belly.
You have a TIE fighter closing in.
Not for long, it's not.
Close
Difficulty 2,
Okay.
I believe.
Close is difficulty 1, isn't it?
Range doesn't matter in space.
Oh, right.
Silhouette matters,
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's
Their silhouette is 3.
then it's difficulty 2.
Yep, go for it.
And Andrew, it allows me to upgrade 1 roll.
If, the booster blue does.
Yeah, then I do that, and I also spend a destiny point.
I am not going to spend a destiny point on this time.
And that's 1 success and 3 advantages, which is also a crit. So
Okay.
7 damage and a crit.
John, you got the YT1300 stats there, yeah? What's the damage on that turret?
6.
Base damage is 6, yeah.
6
Oh.
plus 1, so 7.
Yeah. Does it die, or I have to roll the crit?
No, it's going to destroy it. That's
Okay.
Destroy it, 'cause it has,
So just
it has 6 threshold.
And you hear just like Carl shouting and like, "Whoa!"
Calls out a Mandalorian battle cry. And that TIE fighter is destroyed before it gets to take a shot. The other TIE fighter does get to take a shot before Yonfade gets to return fire. So now I'm looking at that for my base pool. Now difficulty, it's a still at 3, and so is the YT1300, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a
Sorry,
difficulty
we're
of
still
2.
at 4, but it has to be 2 different. So
Right, so still difficulty of 2 purple, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So that's the base roll there. I am going to spend a destiny point to increase. And there we go. 3 successes. So that does 9 damage to the YT1300.
So we'd soak 4 of that, so it's 5.
5. And what's the main
So
threshold?
only
22 hull trauma.
Nice. Okay, so
John, are you sure about 4? We have 3 armor.
It's got 3 armor and 1 shield.
But the shield doesn't soak. It gives.
Oh no, it gives you the. Sorry, yeah, you're right. We just soaked 3. My apologies.
what does the shield do?
We forgot about it. It gives black dice to
Well, hold on.
the attacks.
Yeah, it
I can
doesn't
add it
doesn't
right now.
matter.
I can just
Don't
roll
worry
one
about
black
it, man.
die.
We didn't activate the
There you
shield.
go. So you only take 4 wound. Or 5, because it would have been 6. So yeah, you still take 5. Because I
5.
rolled 1 failure on that black die from the shield. So, yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're still good.
5 wounds. Then you will get to return fire. Now this is closing from above the ship, obviously, and kind of behind. So you're on the dorsal turret.
Okay, I'll take the strain and do a full aim.
Your difficulty is 2. And yeah, I'm not going to upgrade it.
I am. That's 3 successes and an
You
advantage.
destroy the second TIE fighter. Nice shooting from
Get us out of here, Miles. We've cleared you a path.
the explosive couple. Okay, so Miles is going to gun it. I'm going to just do one more piloting roll for him to see. So his piloting roll was his base piloting roll was that. We're going to give this a difficulty of. I'm still going to give it difficulty 3 just because of the pitched battle. But I will. No, hold on a
Can I
second.
use my advantage to give him a boost because we've cleared him a path?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. What about you? Do you want to make a co-pilot check there, Lino, to try and help him as well?
I certainly can.
So I think that's just a piloting space roll against difficulty of 2.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so you got 2 successes. I give him 1 boost, right, as well?
Yeah.
It does not. If it's a co-piloting check, it removes a difficulty from the piloting check.
Oh, so instead of a
I
difficulty 3,
see.
it's difficulty 2.
Yep.
Thanks, Andrew. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Oh, yeah. 4 successes. Yeah, he's pulled out some amazing shit. And this thing, what's the speed on these things? Normally like a 4, yeah? I think.
Speed 3 normally, but if he's like
Speed
punching it, you can take it above
No,
the maximum.
Yeah, he's going to 4. He's still not technically outrunning a TIE fighter, but he's flying pretty damn fast. And then he says, "All right." He says, "We should be at a safe distance, Lino. Punch the hyperdrive."
I'm on it.
So I want you to make a quick astrogation check, Lino.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
I'll go on. Spend a light side. Are you spend anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. 1
One
success.
success. The previously named and currently forgotten YT1300 kicks into hyperdrive. The engine does not go, but it actually kicks in to full speed, and you take off. as space bends around you and the stars distort, and you make a break from the battle as it continues on behind you. Now, the quick question would be, what coordinates did you punch into the nav computer? Did you punch in the rendezvous coordinates that the rebels had planned, or did you punch in some other coordinates, Lino? It's up to you.
At this point, just due to the amount of chaos and panic going on, I would probably stuck to what the rebels advised us to do for now.
Okay. Very good. So yeah, I will have to look into my star charts to see how long you will be in hyperspace to get to that location. Also, this has a hyperdrive engine, a hyperdrive class 2, I think, doesn't it, for a YT-1300?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I will determine that before the next session, so I know how long it takes you to get to the rendezvous point with the rebels. But in the meantime, you have currently successfully evaded the invasion of Baz Pitti. Anybody want to say anything as you guys coast away from the battle before we close out the session?
That was the most average hyperspace run I've ever done.
Hey, got us out of there. That's good enough for me.
I think it was the first successful astrogation check we've had in this campaign.
It was. In fact, that's what Zool would say. Finally, at last, we have found our astrogator.
Oh, poor Z6.
Yeah, it's like Carl just climbs out from the turret hatch and just like looks like totally like still and waits for for young Fate to climb down the ventral hatch.
She's on the dorsal hatch, the ventral's the bottom.
The dorsal, yeah. I'm under the influence of psychoactive drugs. Don't mess with me, man.
What was that shit called again? Something blue?
Booster blue.
Booster blue.
It's literally the paint they use on starships. Someone figured out if you drink it, it fucks you up.
Nice one. Nice one. And somebody thought it would be a good idea to do that while piloting the starship.
Yeah, there's like a pilot epidemic of it. They all take it just because it's like, like taking cocaine or something.
Sure. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I can take your word for it.
I know, like, American naval aviators use cocaine energy drinks on, like, prolonged missions.
Wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Very good. Yanfei, as you climb down out of the dorsal hatch into the expecting arms of your on-again, off-again lover, Cal Ordo.
I'm like, you're right, Cal, you're looking a bit...
Zool gave me something. It's really good.
Yeah, perhaps you should have a bit of a lie down now we're not in imminent danger. I'll say looking genuinely worried for like the first time, probably ever.
You are smoking that sticks. Don't you give me that speech now. We should talk with Miles though about the state of this ship. I think.
To be fair, I want to give him a big pat on the back. How some of that flying was the most amazing I've ever seen.
You can see Carl is being hurt like that.
I'm like, I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying, even compared to like my flying, some of that shit was amazing.
I mean, if you really see that, it just like wanders off to like him.
So Miles, back in the cockpit, Miles will reach over and put his hand on your leg, Landlino, and say, oh, I don't know how we did it. That was incredible. He's like, I couldn't have done that without you. I've never flown like that before in my life, and I'm a pretty good pilot, but
That's basically when I start breaking into astrogation 101. Say, well, Mars, it's quite simple. If you just take these coordinates, then you multiply this and do this kind of, and start doing that. Just sort of taking what he says completely literally.
Push his hand off your leg, and he's like, "Oh, right. Well, looks like your friends are coming. I guess it's time for some proper introductions. Maybe without the assault and locking me in the storage compartment this time."
I still can't believe they would do such a thing.
And what about you, Doc? Where are you? What are you doing?
Once Cal lies down, I'm going to try to put a splint on his leg. Because I don't want that critical injury to linger.
Cal, were you approaching the cockpit with Yanfei, or were you going back to rest?
No, he was deeply hurt.
Okay.
He's
So
overly emotional
he'll
now.
mope and kind of stumble towards the medical bay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the doctor just can't wait to put his hands on him.
Yeah. Do you want me to make a roll for that? It's a really easy one.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and make that roll.
You could. Do you want to make it a challenge, though, and see if I mess his leg up?
Don't give him idea.
I've got 4 dark side points. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was waiting for the doctor to go, do I get a bonus for like the sensual oils and the joss sticks I'm getting out while I do this?
Like,
No.
I'm just saying, Andrew, if you roll a triumph, I mean, a despair now, I'm going to personally find you.
No worries, mate. I'm going to upgrade it, too.
Okay, so we'll
But as
break
well.
even.
Got that stuff.
There you go. You don't.
There we go. I split that leg up nicely.
There you go.
And I'll tell you, while you're lying there, just the two of us. If you liked what I gave you, I think there might be a way for me to start creating it.
He looks around. Yeah. His eyes are wide open.
Zul will laugh and he'll say, "It'll be a little secret."
Yeah.
So, Yanfei, you can arrive at the cockpit where Miles is just kind of sitting back now in his chair a little bit. He turns it around and faces your direction. He's kind of sitting back with his hands crossed on his lap, and he just kind of sighs, and he reaches up and pulls the hat, a little bit more forward on his head, trying to look a little cool, and says, "So, I don't believe we've been properly introduced. I'm Miles Remora."
I'll hold a hand out and say, Yonfade.
He'll take the hat off his head, and he'll reach out and he'll clasp hands, and then he'll kind of grimace a little bit at the firmness of your handshake. No, nice to meet you. Lino, a friend of yours?
Yeah, of course. She's like family. Now, I know we got off to a bit of a rocky start, but I've got to say that was some of the best damn flying I've ever seen.
Well,
Robin James.
I couldn't have done it without her, and he kind of smiles over at Lino.
I'll smile myself and say, well, I just wanted to say, whatever happens in the future, damn fine flying. I'll leave you two alone to do whatever you kids get up to. I'll be in the bunk room. Let me know when we come out of hyperspace. And I'll just walk out and going, damn, that was some amazing flying.
Where's the other one? Your partner.
He's having a bit of a lie down. He's quite hyped up after all that shooting, and he took a blaster shot to the leg whilst we were heading back to the base after taking out some Imperial walkers. So the doc's looking at him now.
Right. So, Lino, you mind taking the controls? I'll go back and check on your friends.
Sure. Okay.
So he switches it over so you have main control of the ship, main flight control, and he gets up out of the chair and he follows you out, Yanfei.
Mm-hmm.
He make his way over to the medical bay.
Zul will be very cordial. He'll turn around and go, I was hoping we might have a moment to speak.
This is Captain Miles Remora, and he reaches out to shake your hand.
Zul Zatal, it is a rare pleasure.
Hmm. He looks at Cal. What kind of condition is Cal in now, lying on this bed? Is he conscious? Is he what?
Yeah, he's conscious. He's just like still pretty much like on it. Like he's fidgeting with his fingers and high energy.
I will say to him, it is most remarkable your obvious attraction for the Lino.
Well, yeah, we go back a bit, you know. She, well, you've heard the story about the one that got away, haven't you?
No.
Ah, well, maybe I'll tell you about it sometime over a drink in, you know, more social circumstance. He says, I take it this one's going to be okay?
He'll be okay, but it is you who are sick.
I'm sorry?
I can see it. You have the love sickness, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't deny it. You try. But Zool knows. Sooner or later you'll come to me. I can help you.
He just kind of gets this really suspicious look on his face, and he looks like he's contemplating something. He says, that's good to know, Doc, I guess. He looks at you, Cal, and he says, and what do I call you?
He kind of sits up, stretching a bit, and it's like, you can call me Captain Carl Ordo.
Captain. Oh, I don't see your ship, Captain. Did you leave it behind on Buzz Pity?
Oh, I don't have a ship yet. Looks around.
He's like, you got the drop on me there last time. I made the mistake of trusting you. He says, I won't make that mistake again.
I'll just sort of put a hand on his shoulder from where I'm like stood behind him in the doorway, and I'll say, don't worry, you've just got us away from that horrible mess back there. We're not going to try and shut you in another locker. You have my word on that.
Right. I'll take your word. And he looks over at Cal with like a look of derision in his face.
Zool will put his hand on his shoulder and say, have you ever considered taking something to increase the libido?
The what?
The libido.
I'll be in the bunk room if anyone needs me. I'll say, shaking my head and walk off.
He's like, what the hell's a libido?
To make you irresistible. I'm just saying, a man with the proper sexual modifications and physiology could attract any mate.
Right. Well, yeah, he takes the hat off his head. He kind of like does a little bow. He says, I'll talk to you a little bit later, Doc. You got a patient here to look after. We'll talk. We're going to be in space for a couple of days. And he gets kind of blushes a little bit, and he turns around and walks out quickly.
You make sure that you do. Love sickness is very dangerous.
I think that's a good point to end the session then, as Miles makes his embarrassed kind of retreat from the medical bay to head back to the cockpit. So thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks for running it.
We will we'll pick this up again in, hold on, what's today's date? Yeah, we'll pick this up again in 2 weeks. Same time, so we'll go for 11 p.m. our time. That's going to be, what are you, Rufus? Are you +2 or +3? You're +2 GMT, right?
It's 3 in the morning for me right now.
Yeah, so it'll be midnight your time, and it'll be 6 p.m. I think your time, Andrew, right? So.
Just a heads up, I doubt I'll be able to make that time.
What's up?
Well, I'm heading off on holiday again with a terrible internet connection, so yeah, I'm gallivanting around the British Isles.
Okay, right. No, we'll see what happens between now and then, but yeah, thanks for letting me know. So, in the meantime, I'm going to end the broadcast. So, thanks for playing, guys. And I don't remember even if that's episode 5 or 6 out of this campaign, but that was Flight from Boz Pity. So, thanks very much.